Hello guys, DJParson here, and this video is the first game of the first qualifier for the first Coubertin Cup, so a lot of firsts. And me and Almrek from PlayTDA's channel organized this tournament together, so some of the games will be uploaded to this channel, to my channel, and some of the others will be uploaded to the PlayTDA channel. I'm gonna link that in the description and the cards above, so definitely check that out for the next games. But with that said, let's jump right into the first game. So hello guys, and welcome to this very special stream. It's the first qualifier for the $50 tournament, the Coubertin Cup, a new story of the Olympics, and we're really excited. And this is the first tournament that we're running that has a prize pool. The tournaments that we did before, the two Super Blitz tournaments that we did before, were really a big success. A lot of people enjoyed playing those and watching those, so that was really nice. And thanks all you guys for joining for today. And I'm not alone. I again am joined by Almrek.
Hello.
Hello.
I am so excited to be here. I mean, one, it's a culmination of, trying to put this together for the last amount of time, but also just all the excitement around this. The players chatting with each other and getting hyped up for this has gotten me hyped up as well. I am very excited.
And there it is. There's the bracket for the first qualifier for today. So there are 23 people signed up for this, and as you guys know, that's a tricky number. You want to have 16 or 32 to have full brackets. So some people, like you can see here, Nakato, Gardie, Payada, they didn't have to play in round 1, or all of them that are here right now, and some people do have to play in round 1 to advance. But that is no problem for us, no problem for the stream, just some people got lucky and have to play one less game. But whoever wins their game in round 3 will advance to the main event that will be held in 2 weeks. So first we're gonna cast one game from the round 1, and we decided to do Fayebian against yeah, we're not sure about this name. Apparently this L that I'm seeing is an I. I'm still gonna call him Luz, I think, because I can't say Iosefvs. I'm gonna call him Luz, I think. And Fayebian.
I'll ask him. We'll see what he
You
says.
can also ask him. Here we have, as you can see on the right side, and this is the screen of Iosefvs. I thought the I was an L, so this says Iosefvs. It's gonna be green now, so we have green, and Fayebian is yellow. Hopefully some of these guys will look at the cards, and since it's Fayebian's turn first, we're gonna have a look what he takes. You can take Colosseum or Pyramids. I think one of these wonders he has to take, right?
You would think so. Certainly, yeah. I mean, there's nothing else better there. What would you take? I would take Colosseum.
I would take Pyramids. I like Pyramids more, to be honest.
It would have worked out well for us then.
Yeah. I mean, we always talk about how everything is depending on stuff. And Iosefvs, or green, takes the Colosseum then and Frugality. And that's his turn. And we're back to yellow's turn. And he can take Engineering Genius for 2 and Cleopatra. Yeah, this is a little bit tricky, right? He wants that Engineering Genius, doesn't want to give that to green. But if he takes Engineering Genius and Cleopatra, he probably also wants Cleopatra, she's really good. Then he can't build the mine. He can't even elect Cleopatra then and build something, so tricky position.
Yep. So this goes with the bronze for now.
Yeah, and keeps Cleopatra, not using her in the first turn. And looks like Iosefvs managing some of his settings. But now he is the pick of some leaders. Looks like he wants to increase population with Frugality, builds a mine, takes urban growth. So you can take one of the leaders, I think. Which one would you take? I would probably take Alexander.
For green. Yeah, that's tough. I would probably take Alexander here as well.
He should have put out his Facebook notifications, I guess.
I reminded him.
Yeah. looks like now he wants to do it. Yeah, that's gonna be good. So he goes for Moses. Interesting. Iosefvs. Now he looked pretty bad for putting his name as Iosefvs. Maybe I can fix that real quickly. I can't, sadly, I can't fix that. Really sorry, guys. And now Fayebian will build on his pyramids. Will not finish it. He can finish it, right? Looks like he... Interesting. Why he wouldn't do that. Wants to use Cleopatra next turn again, but you could also do that with a lab, I think. Yeah, really interesting. And Iosefvs with the Moses, can elect him now. Go for that lab, I guess. With the urban growth. Oh, it goes for 4th bronze mine. I mean, yeah, with Moses you see that sometimes. Do you like that strategy, going with Moses and...
I mean, I like to watch it. I don't do it much, so...
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, that's one perspective to look at it. If we are not brave enough to test it, it's great to look at Iosefvs do it, right?
Exactly.
That's really good. And he will...
Last time we saw Moses, it's when Kyung won his match, though, so...
Oh, right. And Fayebian has a very quick turn, taking Saladin, Breakthrough, and Patriotism, finishing his pyramids. Still hasn't built a second lab. That's really interesting. But, yeah. I mean, there are players who don't like the second lab this early. Looks like he's thinking about it. Yeah, I would do that as well. Not the Patriotism, but take the... or build the second lab. I think I definitely agree there.
Yeah, I would tend to do that as well, yeah.
So Iosefvs, still no politics played yet. Will he play something? I mean, he could play reds. He will have enough population out with Moses, so destroying some food could be a possibility.
Yeah. When I play Moses, I tend to run out of food also at a certain point. Get a bunch of population. Don't improve my food because I have so much population and then I run out of food. But
that's
I might
true.
just be doing it wrong.
Okay, so red's played. He will finish his Colosseum and then has one thing left he can do. Sadly, he doesn't have enough to build that lab. Missing 1 resource for that. I mean, maybe he builds... yeah, he can't... Yeah, he was trying. Can't build anything, so maybe take the rich land. I don't know. I don't really know how to play this Moses style. You could take rich land and build another agriculture. Also, we see Pierre, by the way, guys. Or I see Pierre now. That is really awesome. Yeah. Can have a small look. Sadly, didn't stay on that too long. But...
irrigation, interesting.
Takes irrigation, yeah, that's definitely interesting.
Ooh, can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah. Oh, and Fayebian, he has a great turn. Can go for iron this turn, upgrade 2 times. Yeah, this is looking strong for him, I think. I really like that position. Going with very early 2 iron.
Were the alchemies right next to each other?
Oh yeah, they were.
Cultural heritage. Yeah, he has the civil actions for it, so that makes sense.
So, yeah. Yeah.
Let's see.
And now lose. Green, Iosefvs. Has, yeah, I don't know, he plays the knowledge of the ancients and will open the trade routes. A lot of resources now with his fourth bronze. Oh, he wants to go for the Taj Mahal. I mean, yeah, if you have a lot of resource, you can definitely do that. He can finish that next turn. We'll give him even more for the knowledge of the ancients that we just played. Forgot about that name. But yeah, he so there's some synergy that he's playing around with. I like to see that. Not sure about the second warrior, but yeah, you can do that. His struggle really is civil actions, I feel. Fayebian has 6 now because of Saladin and the pyramids. So that is really strong.
he didn't need to do that warrior, right? I mean, there wasn't like a corruption issue or anything he was solving. He just
No,
wanted
he
it.
just wanted one, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. Oh, and Fayebian drafts away the Code of Laws, so yeah. Iosefvs will really struggle for the civil actions. It's not like Fayebian needs more, but just also means with 6 in his hand he can, even 7 now, 7 civil actions. Now he can afford to take Code of Laws for 2 civil actions, so that is no problem.
Yeah. He can start taking the civil action cards away from green also.
Yeah. Wow, yeah, this is looking... I think I like the position of Fayebian here.
It definitely fits more into my... What makes me comfortable in my playstyle.
Yeah, that's true, of course. Yeah, Iosefvs could just have another playstyle, and then he also might be really happy with where his game is going. He went for Moses, he went for Taj Mahal. That's things I don't pick up that often. So yeah, it could definitely be that he's really comfortable with this position. And looks at the cards. I like that, taking a look at the cards, seeing where the cards have gone. If he has to pick up the knights this turn to not... so there's another one in the mix, so he doesn't have to take the knights this turn. But that's always good to see players look at that. What I would also look at in Green's position is at the monarchy maybe. If Fayebian gets that one as well, then you're gonna stay on 4 civil actions for so long that you have to hope to get Republic or Constitutional Monarchy. And
that's definitely a gamble.
Yeah. They can come very late.
Oh, what's that?
Yeah, they can come very late, or Fayebian can draft them away, so you don't want to put yourself in a position where you need these certain cards from H2. That is often the way I try to play, to not be dependent too much on any 1 or 2 cards from H2, because yeah, those can end up not in your hand but your opponent's. So Fayebian will take Warfare as well. He has great resource production, great science production, and will take the Urban Growth as well. Doesn't have another Wonder. There's Great Wall apparently still in. Yeah.
This... Right, so he left the monarchy.
Yeah, he did leave the monarchy. Yeah.
See if green takes that. Early Napoleon, first card out.
Oh, first card, Napoleon. I can't see that yet. Green hasn't loaded yet, and I guess you saw that on yellows.
He's waiting.
Yeah,
I did.
He's waiting. There it is. And no, he does have a problem. He has 3 food and 1 unhappy worker. So that... Oh yeah, that means he has to disband something probably.
Guess you got your money's worth out of that bronze, sort of.
Yeah, that worked. Right. And now you could destroy it. Yeah. It's a tricky... If he had 1 more food or something, got that out a little bit earlier, it would look way better than it is now. Also not sure about the warriors. I mean, why did he build those warriors? Doesn't seem like he had a big plan for them, besides them just sitting there. So if there was no difference if he has 1 or 2 or 3 even, he doesn't have a tactic for them. So if one of those wasn't built, then he would not have no problem and wouldn't have to delete his 4th bronze mine.
Yep. That's very true. Is he holding Phalanx? Is that what he has?
I think it's from H2, right?
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. That is the Conquistadors.
Conquistadors.
Yeah.
Great. So he has all the cards he needs for that, at least.
Yeah. A little bit, few warriors too many, but I guess that won't hurt. I mean, he has some territories he might want to go for, so then that's pretty good. Fayebian puts in the Ravages of Time and Rats. Gets revealed, and both of them lose 3 food. So it didn't work out the way that Iosefvs really wanted to, right? He planned different for that.
Oh boy.
And Fayebian takes Napoleon now. I think that's pretty good. He has really solid production. I mean, if you have irrigation, iron, and the alchemy, and all of them upgraded at the first turn basically of H2 on the second, you're feeling great. And then one problem...
You didn't...
Yeah?
So I was just going to say, you don't see that... I don't see that very often.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then the only thing that he may be struggling with a little bit is strength. So he takes Napoleon, so he's safe from that. So I like that. Defending what you have seems pretty good. And now we can look at that last bit of his turn again in Iosefvs' point of view. And oh, Iosefvs knows. Oh no, I saw that wrong. So Iosefvs, no food in hand now. Still, yeah, doesn't want to play something.
Interesting. How's he gonna get a knight?
Yeah, I don't know really. He really needs the irrigation to... Oh, destroys another bronze to go for the knight. I mean, he has the tactic already. He wants to really be the strongest, it seems. But going down to 3...
The only... Sorry, the only... He put Crusades in, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, he knows the entire... This entire event deck.
Yeah.
I mean, and Crusades isn't great, but... you know, to what lengths do you go to get stronger?
Yeah, it's only Crusades. You go for irrigation and hope that the good harvest comes out soon.
Yeah.
Like this, he doesn't upgrade his food production. You don't really need the knight in this position, I think. Yeah, you're completely right. Shouldn't be too afraid of just the Crusades. Crusades are something that's annoying, and that might be more important in the end than some people realize when it gets really close, but only when the game is close. So we have to get at a point where it is close already. So could even play around with that and hope to lose that and play the terrorism, and then the Crusades would actually help you.
Yeah.
So that's probably the way I would have looked at that. And strategy comes out. We're gonna see if Fayebian takes that for 3, or if he lets it stay on 3. That's also a really nice thing to do. Iosefvs can't really afford to take the strategy for 3 civil actions, I think. So Fayebian letting that stay on 3 seems like a really mean but very good move.
Yeah.
So he's playing really fast. That is.
Yeah, and willing. He didn't even seem to consider too much trying to get stronger there either.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, he has no idea what's coming, but he's not afraid.
Yeah.
And there's the good harvest. So now Iosefvs can finally increase population again. I mean, at least he's fine. He has Isabella, so he has 3 resource production. He can now get the coal and rich land, so he will get his resource production up soon. So that doesn't look too bad. Also taking away from nationalism. Yeah, I mean, it's not looking horrible. It looks better than I thought it would after that. After the destroying 2 mines. Going for all of those warriors. But yeah, now I think he kind of stabilized. It's gonna take some time for him to pay off those coal and to make them really be efficient and pay for themselves. But yeah, overall not looking bad now.
What's gonna happen to this Kanman here?
Oh, Fayebian is playing so fast.
Yes.
He doesn't want to play politics, even though he was still the weakest, and he does get strategy for 1 now. That is really well played by Fayebian. Maybe Iosefvs could have played around a little bit, so strategy stays on 2, but it's also really hard to play against someone who has 6 civil actions and you had 4. Playing in the card row game, you need those civil actions for that, really. And railroad will be gone, so yeah, it would have maybe been something very good for Iosefvs. And Fayebian has hussars and defensive army now.
So yeah, Iosefvs can get right into Kanman if he wants. All of the science, it hurts his production. I mean, he can't get coal.
And he doesn't have hand space, so he can't actually take the Kanman.
That's true. You're right.
But yeah, probably takes that. Maybe goes for that next turn. Can take efficient upgrade as well, so he will get up his resource production. I like that quite a lot.
And also Max is in the game, so Max comes out.
That's great.
That can help as well.
Yeah, that's something that would be very good for him. Is that the first scientific method or the second one? That's probably something he wants to get as well. Science production is really low still, but yeah, if you get Max and the Conmon, maybe he can get away with that. So Fayebian will finally play something. It's Knowledge of the Ancients, and 3 science for both of them. And Fayebian will upgrade his... Oh, we'll actually build 3 riflemen and take the cannons. I mean, he has great walls, so he'll go up to 17 strength.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah.
And he has that war in hand, and next turn you can go for a cannon, fulfill the tactic. I think Iosefvs is in big trouble for the next turn. And now the Crusades is on top. And now he definitely is the weakest. He does have a tactic, at least he can go for that to defend against the war. And he's missing 2 signs now. He maybe wants to go for the swordsman anyway, and or go for the revolution this turn. Yeah, that's also an option.
Yeah.
Yeah, thinks twice about it. I mean, you could get an aggression on yourself. You probably want to upgrade that coal this turn. He also needs happy faces really badly. Yeah, this is looking like a tough game, and the Conman would really help him. He needs civil actions. Military actions still okay with the Colosseum, but yeah, he really needs civil actions. So I can understand why he wants to go for this revolution.
Yeah.
Do we know which war Fayebian has in his hand? Is it
technology?
Technology. I mean, that's not that great against green. Green. If green doesn't have any science, then you can't steal anything. So that is, especially if you don't have any blue technologies like Iosefvs, he will have 6 science next turn. If he spends all of that once Fayebian declares the war, then that gets basically negated.
Yeah, this is quite a pinch there for him.
Yeah. I can understand him going for the Conmon.
Yeah, it does make sense. I mean, you just have to sort of choose between several not very great options.
Yeah, and Fayebian goes for the war now. Builds 1 cannon. Probably not another one. Can take revolutionary radio and breakthrough as well. And oh yeah, this is wastes 1 civil action, but 29 strength against 8. Yeah, this is looking dangerous for green. I mean, as I said, he can just spend all of his science, and then he will lose 2 and only lose 2. So that is something that he can do. He probably also wants to go for those swordsmen. Yeah, if you develop the scientific method, you don't upgrade because Fayebian steals everything anyway. Yeah, you upgrade your... Yeah, you upgrade the mine, then you only lose 2 science. Next turn you can upgrade both of the labs. Sadly, you will discard the swordsman. So you will have to hope for an early modern infantry. We'll build a knight with the wave of nationalism. I mean, he really needs happy face. I would like to see him not play the wave of nationalism, but grab team sports. He's gonna lose 2 more yellow tokens, and then he will have 3 unhappy workers. Yeah, he does take the team sports, and goes for that instead.
I mean, there's also the Suez Canal. I mean, I'm not that these are good options, but he's holding vast territory.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he can afford to take it here. Probably not.
Yeah, looks hard to do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we know that Fayebian doesn't have an aggression in hand. If he had, yeah, then and he would lose like a plunder or something. But at least Fayebian will not get the most out of this war, and he doesn't have an aggression to follow up with. Also, yeah, Green's screen sadly is doesn't have the most FPS. It's a little bit chunky, but I hope you guys can still see reasonably well what he's doing. Goes for the knight. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I like taking the team spots. I don't know if you developed that or the scientific method this turn. And now it's Fayebian's turn. Start of h3, he will steal 2 science, doesn't have an aggression as we said. And the Crusades do come out. Yeah, now I think it's waiting for war for Fayebian. He has enough military actions. I didn't catch that. Was Gandhi in the game? That looked like, yeah, Fayebian is also looking at...
There's no Gandhi.
No Gandhi, okay. But looks like Fayebian is also preparing for different ways to produce culture. If he doesn't, that's also a sign of a strong player. And he draws the war immediately, so he can't go for that now, he can't concentrate on that. But if you only rely on drawing that war, and that can be dangerous. So taking the Wonder, taking Opera in hand, that is really nice to see. And now Iosefvs needs happy faces, doesn't have the science for it. He will upgrade science production this turn, probably 2 times. Guess he has to lead a warrior, I guess. What would you delete now?
Whew. Yeah, that's tough, right? I mean, I guess it has to be a warrior. There's really not any other option here. Yeah,
that's the third thing that Iosefvs had to delete. So yeah, his game is not running perfectly, so to say. Not to say he has some really problems with his population. Had to delete 2 mines, 1 warrior now. Yeah, that is a little bit worrisome for him. Fayebian now can play that aggression, and can we see if... Oh, can Red defend? Yes, he can.
So he might be able to.
Yeah, he has a lot of defend cards and a lot of military actions.
Oh wow!
So he can defend that. Yeah, costs him a lot of cards, and he won't be able to defend another one. But yeah, he was able to defend. Oh no, he didn't. He decided not to.
Oh.
Interesting. So he wants to hold those defend cards for the next aggression, apparently, or for territory, but I don't think there's one in there, right?
No.
Oh, and Fayebian finishing the statue, taking efficient upgrade computers, so he can go for the computers. There's even Sid Meier if he wants to go for that. He's really safe from his military, so he can't spend everything on war, everything on culture production now. And he has 3 wars in hand, so he can also go for that if he really wants to. So yeah, his position is looking good. He's producing a lot now. Yeah. Yeah, now finally Green can go for that team sports, get up his happy faces a little bit, and get 2 free population. He has 5 food, so he can go for... He has basically 3 free population. That is really good. Now the problem is he's very inefficient with his military against defensive army with cannons and modern infantry. Having warriors and knights for the phalanx, yeah, that's not what you want to do. But he finds a great way to pick up Mandela, even though he's on 3 still, so not the greatest pickup.
Yeah, I wonder if Fayebian would be interested in taking Mandela. I mean, I only ask because he has, I believe he has a discontent worker also, I think.
Yeah. Alright, he has 1. He can take Mandela as well if he wants to, yeah. I mean, there's also Pierre, so I don't know if you want to pick the first leader. Oh, and Green will take Sid Meier here. I mean, that's pretty greedy. Once Fayebian sees that, I'm gonna be interested on his reaction. If he then says, okay, I have those 3 wars, I will go for them. If you go for Sid Meier. I mean, if someone takes Sid Meier against me and I have those wars, yeah, he immediately goes for those wars. Can go for 1 cannon and 1. Yeah, this should be too much for green to defend. Don't really see a way. Grabbing those reserves. I mean, Fayebian has so many civil actions and will considers taking civil service. He definitely needs more. No, not really. But okay, he does. Taking those away. He likes his civil actions, this guy. Keeping the wars if he wants to go for another one. Yeah, now Iosefvs is looking doom in the face.
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
really...
a tough spot.
Can he go for the Air Forces this turn? I don't think... No, he doesn't have the science for that. So, what can he do? He can delete a lot of stuff and build 1 warrior and a knight to fulfill the tactic again, but yeah, that's not gonna be enough. All of his warriors, he started with that pretty early, building those 3 warriors early, and never found a good way to transition, even lost the swordsman. So yeah, that's one big trouble for him, right?
Yeah, that swordsman could have made a big difference. I mean, there was a moment at the end of Age 2, you had to choose between, I think, scientific method and swordsman. There might have been something to considering the swordsman, at least. I mean, it would have set your science back a lot. That's bad. Then you wouldn't have gotten happiness either, I guess. So there's lots of other problems with that. But it would have unlocked this, I don't know, other tactic and stronger units.
Yeah. I guess most of his problems came a little bit earlier than that, right? If you want to pinpoint that. Having to delete 2 bronze, missing that 1 food, and then the reds that he himself played really hurt him. That is, that is not really something that you can afford in these types of games against someone like Fayebian, who will see weaknesses and punish them. Like with the civil actions, that was Fayebian was dominating and not giving Iosefvs any of those, and then green had to work with 4 civil actions for half of the game, and that is really not something you want to do. Does he want to keep the input of culture? Yeah, he probably can, right? With Sid Meier, he probably will produce more, hopefully till the end. I mean, Fayebian probably will just declare another war, maybe. Oh, he played something first. Interesting. He played the input of culture first. Iosefvs did, and now he can do his turn again. Loses 5 science. 2 science to the Dark Ages. Not the biggest deal, but yeah, losing this war, that will definitely will be a big thing. 31 culture. He's left with 4, so yeah, let's see if Fayebian doesn't want to go for another one. I mean, you can't steal any culture anyway, so probably the right call not to go for that. And then he can still go for some operas, something like that. Go for Mandela. I mean, yeah, now you can say you don't have to go for more wars. The rest can just be build a nice civilization, nice and balanced, nice culture reduction. And Iosefvs just played the input of culture, and now Fayebian goes up to 14 culture reduction. Feels pretty bad, man.
Yeah.
Also, Hannes, thanks for the sub, man. I guess this means Hannes' game is over already. We're gonna have a look at the standings after this. If all of the games have finished yet.
Did Fayebian use any of his reserve time?
I don't think he did. No, he played so fast. We're running really well with this game, so we're gonna be interesting if our next match is gonna be ready once we finish this one. Some people could definitely take a lot longer for their game. So yeah, what does Iosefvs do? He can build up his culture as well. At least he has Endowment of the Arts, so that will be 6 culture for him. Not enough to catch up. Guess this game is pretty much decided now, but he can maybe show a little bit what he can do. And show us the most culture that he wants. It's not all about just winning, you also want to show your best. Don't go down like 100 to 0 or something. You want to show what you can do in these types of moments.
Yep.
And Iosefvs keeping all of those defend cards. I guess he really should have used them for that first aggression. Another one seen up to this point.
Yeah.
And Fayebian, a bit of wonders, and that's really great for him. And the first territory of the game, I think. Maybe Iosefvs saved his cards for that.
If nothing else, he's going to win this.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't really need them, just needed 6, so just 1 card of those, but yeah.
Yeah.
He wins that quite convincingly. Can't go for that. Fayebian can get some more civil actions, he really needs those. Can end the age, so next turn is going to be his last, and I think he plans around finishing the Empire State. Should be some really nice.
I think he'll get... How much do you get for each?
7?
7?
Yeah.
So you should get 14, I think, at this point.
Yes. Strength, culture, and... yeah, probably strength and culture at the moment. Maybe can build like 1 bronze mine or something, and then win that one as well. So Iosefvs can play the Endowment of the Arts, can build 1 of the movies. Yeah, goes up to 15 culture production. So we're gonna end this with a lot of culture production. And the 1 big war, so not the peaceful game that we maybe hoped for. But at least in the end, these civilizations are producing a lot of culture.
Yes.
After having that 1 big conflict. And Fayebian can play the population, I think the limit of population, and can even steal something from the international negotiations. If he takes food, he can increase population. Yeah, so he does that. He needs to upgrade his culture production to be ahead in that. $15 is not enough, right? You need to win that.
Yep.
So both are at 15 at the moment. Oh no, looks like Iosefvs lost a little bit. He's at 14 only. Okay, yeah, Iosefvs at 14, Fayebian at 15. So he finishes and wins 3 of those. No, he should.
Yeah, they're tied on culture.
They're tied on culture. I think it's. Yeah.
But he's winning resources now. I think that's what that was.
Yeah. So he can go for the movies or another opera. Then he wins that. Does he still have enough resources to go for those 2? I guess he should, right? With the engineering genius. Yeah, he will give us a big Empire State. 28 for that.
28.
That is
everything but science.
Yeah.
Didn't even use all of his actions.
Yeah. And yeah, good luck, GD, good luck in the next round from Iosefvs. So yeah, fair player. Very mannered, I like to see that. And now we can see what the final scoring will be. Once Iosefvs plays it last turn. But he knows that he lost. After that 1 big war, there really was no coming back.
Yeah, that really did it. If it had been closer, I guess there were more wars that could have come too.
Yeah. So we're gonna have the input of competition. I guess we're gonna go to Fayebian's screen for that. And then we missed some. Okay, we go back. So population.
You went really quickly.
Wonders. And the last one was culture. So Iosefvs is able to win that. So 185 to 85. So yeah, not the closest game, but pretty interesting. It all started in the early game. And yeah, pretty interesting game for the first one.
Yeah, so Moses so far in our tournaments, Moses is 1-1.
Yeah, okay. That is not the most, the biggest statistic pool, but yeah, we're gonna take it. So yeah, that I hope you guys enjoyed the first game. And as I said in the beginning, this was the first game, and the second game can be found in PlayDTA's channel. You can either go to playdta.com or you can follow the link in the description.